Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome to S Production Games. S Bone is here, and today I'm starting a new series called GameTalk. Yes, it is where we'll be discussing various topics about the game industry, developing games, some of the process, and some thoughts I have, some of my opinions, whatever. And also, even if you have questions about things, if you have a question about a topic, bring it to me and I'll give you my view upon it. Yes. So, starting off today in this first episode, we're going to talk about the Unity Asset Store. Yes. Now, the main thing about it is because of the stigma around it that I see, that I noticed. And if for those that don't know, Unity Asset Store is usually a place where developers go to get other assets of different things. Sometimes it's animations, 3D models, or templates, code, scriptings, and all these kind of things. And it usually is to help you in your development process. It's kind of like when you hire an artist to do your artwork for you in your game, but instead you're just purchasing things that's already made, and also that is also available to the masses. Sometimes it's free, sometimes for a certain price. Now, the stigma about it is, let me tell you where, from my point of view, when it first started, for me, from when I saw it, when I became aware of it, Now, I watched a lot of YouTube videos, right, gameplay of stuff and everything, and it was when the survival scene started to boom with PC in the PC genre. After DayZ hit, I kind of was late to DayZ. I kept hearing the name about it, but I never checked it out until it started to get old. But when these other survival games started to come, I think it's one Alone in the Dark, something like that. I can't think of them right now, but anyways, when a lot of the survival games started to boom, there was a lot on early access on Steam, and a lot of them were really, really bad. They were like a poor job. And some of the YouTubers I watched, they would introduce new games because they were looking for new games to play, and when these new ones would pop up, they would try them out, and then you'll notice that they had a lot in common. Like, even though they were different games from different developers, but yet there were a lot in common. You just saw like basic things that just seemed like the trees and the animations and things, the way things work was so similar. And the YouTube people call it asset store game, and then that hit me like, oh, and suddenly that gave me a bad vibe about the Unity Asset Store, and it's because of these the developers that use stuff from the asset store and just push it right out, and it's not polished, it's not, it's still buggy, and then all these issues and all that stuff like that. And that's why I got acquainted with this whole thing about the stigma from the Unity Asset Store. But even though I bring it up in a negative light right now, there is some positives to it. Now, the thing I see that I'm learning now is how you use it, because a lot of people are trying to find ways just to make money. Some people want to make quick cash, so they would use something like you could even get complete packages of games from Unity Asset Store. And I guess some people would just take it, reskin it, and sell it. Take it, reskin, sell it, and that was going on. It's, sometimes some of the complete package things, if the whole complete package thing wasn't good, like for the player, and you just took it, reskinned it, sent it off, you just sent off another bad bad game. If it's the bugs not fixed, it's all that. You just recycled it, and that's the problem. But taking at another angle, which took me some time to realize, is helping you take care of things you wouldn't have time to take care of. As you know, let me go way back. When I was a child, I was always making games in my head, just imagining things, coming up with great ideas. I was like, man, when I become a game developer, or if I make a game, it's gonna be amazing because I know how to do so much things that nobody's doing right now. But I started to notice when I was playing games, like when you finally beat the game and the credits roll, man, you see all these names going, these long list of names, and eventually you're gonna realize, wow, it took all these people to make this, and we see the Call of Duty, the Assassin's Creed, the Zelda, the Uncharted series. You see all these games, and it takes 50 to 100, 200 people sometimes to make these things, and with all these people, the games still take sometimes 3 to 4 years to make. And sometimes when you think about it, do you really think you by yourself at the indie, or if it's 2 or 3 or 4 you guys, can really make a game on that scale in a practical time set? Like, it's not gonna happen. So that's one thing I realized about the Unity Asset Store. Even though Unity Asset Store is not going to help you, like if I just want to make a game like Zelda, which I wish, that's my dream passion. But anyways, if I want to make a game like Zelda on my own, yeah, Unity Asset Store, it's not going to help me that much because there's still a whole lot of things, especially when it comes to testing, the overall game balance. A lot of things that you have to work on. You're going to need extra help on, and the Unity Asset Store, and even though this topic I'm using Unity Asset Store, but this doesn't only pertain to Unity Asset Store. I'm sure Unreal has their own, and you can find other stores. Like I know I saw there's a store like for Blender for 3D models that you can purchase and use and all that stuff. And so there's a lot of different things, but it's mainly using assets that's available to the public in your game. And there's a stigma to it now, but there is very good qualities. Now, when I was developing Iceplat, now let you know, Iceplat took me a little over 3 years to develop. And when you look at it now, it's not really, I'll be honest, it's not an amazing game. Now, it's quite a feat for me because there's so many things that I have never done before that I accomplished in that game. But overall, trying to sell that game, no, man, it's not up to par. There's a lot of issues. It's not balanced. It's just, come on. It's not a good game. I'm going to be honest with myself. I know. But it took me 3 years to make that. Now, a lot of that stuff was because I was trying new things, learning new things as I went. But still, it was a lot of work that needed to be done to put into that game. And there's one particular thing late in the stage of the game, I wanted to add in special effects. And I was looking into it to see, okay, let me see if I can make my own special effects. And when I was looking into it, I'm like, wow, I'm trying to hurry up and hang this game on the shelf. You know what I'm saying? Be done with it and move on. And here, special effects, man, that thing gonna take long. Like, especially what I had in mind, the effects I wanted, I didn't have time to do that. There was still a lot of bugs and other features that I was trying to put in. And I'm like, man, I can't stop and work on this. And I took a peek at the Unity Asset Store. Idea came in my head, and then I just took a look. And then there was a free particles set. I downloaded it. It definitely wasn't what I had in mind, but the quality of pertaining to Iceplat, it was okay that I could use it. And of course, it kind of was out of place. I'm sure it felt out of place. Some of the effects y'all seen, those who played Iceplat, but you will see that. Well, you won't see that. I saw that. That saved me a lot of time. I made the sacrifice of, it's not going to be exactly what I envisioned, but it got the job done, So I was able to just change the particles a bit, the colors, or what I wanted, anything about it I didn't like, I changed it myself, but it was already done. And that was the big benefit of the Unity Asset Store. Now, the positive thing really goes to, like I said, how you use it. Now, if you take it and change it up the way you want it to be, where you want it to be, and make it fit. And, if something you get from the Unity Asset Store still have some bugs or issues, and you tighten it up, and you clean it up, bam. You know what I'm saying? People cannot complain about that. So, so the stigma that's around Unity Asset Store, some people place on it, yeah, it's invalid. It's of course we got people who's who's are cheap and who just trying to make quick bucks. It's not really passion. Not really, they don't really care about that. They're just all about the money. You know, they're gonna pervert things and they're gonna make things look bad. But there are people. I bet there's some games out there that uses some assets from the Unity store that you wouldn't even know. You know, and so yeah, that's my concept on it, and that's what I realized about the Unity Asset Store. It's a very helpful thing, especially for the indie developers out there that's trying to make games. Now it's not perfect, as you know. The things you can get, sometimes we envision something and you want it the exact way you had in mind, but come on, it's not gonna happen. Even with myself, if I had to do it myself, there's so many things that in my head I pictured that was gonna be amazing, but when it really came out, mainly because of inexperience and all that, it was not up to par. But at Unity Asset Store, sometimes you're gonna get some nice quality things, but it just might not be what you want. But if you can get it and kind of change it up a little bit, you might get it close to there. But that still will save you sometimes 40 or 80 hours of work. You know what I'm saying? So that's the good thing about Unity Asset Store. So if you're an independent game developer and you're kind of reluctant to use it, I'll tell you, think again. And those who look negative upon it, man, don't stop it. Look at the developers who use it. You know what I'm saying? Who's not using it right, it's their fault, not the Unity Asset Store. And also, there are some people who create bad stuff and put it on the Unity Asset Store. You gotta watch out for those too. But yeah, that's my topic, guys. If you like what I'm saying, if you got any questions, you got anything else you want to bring out to me, let me know. And this is the first episode of Game Talk, and I'll see you guys next time. Like, subscribe if you like what you hear, everything, what I'm saying. Follow up. Let's go. And so I'll see you next time. Ciao.